हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, एक ऑफिस से आपका वेलकम है अल्फा मेंटर्स के ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के अंदर, जहां पे अपना डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं चैप्टर फर्स्ट रियल नंबर्स पे बेस्ड कुछ क्वेश्चंस के बारे में। लास्ट लेक्चर तक आपने इरेशनल नंबर्स का प्रूफ आपने सीखा, जिसमें आपको क्या समझाया गया था। टू प्रूव रूट 2 इज एन इरेशनल एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट सेम कंडीशंस द असाइनमेंट दैट इज गिवन टू यू इज टू प्रूव रूट 3 एंड रूट 5 आर इरेशनल्स। तो यहां तक का प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होने के बाद में that to prove root 2, root 3, root 5 irrationals, I am taking one more questions based on this condition. Now in this question, what we have to do, the question structure is prove that 2 plus 3 root 5 is an irrational. Now what the question statement? Now this time we have to prove 2 plus 3 root 5 is an irrational. प्रीवियस क्वेश्चंस में इंडिविजुअल रूट 2, रूट 3, रूट 5 पे डिस्कशन था। इस बार आपके रूट्स के साथ कुछ और नंबर्स के साथ कॉम्बिनेशंस है और इसको आपको इरेशनल प्रूफ करना है। सो इन द सॉल्यूशन लेट अज्यूम, फिर से स्टार्ट करते हैं, लेट अज्यूम 2 plus root 3 5 is a rational, because in the last we discussed that by the contradiction method we have to prove these type of the questions. So first the value which we have to prove irrational, first let this one is rational. If this one is rational, so I can write 2 plus 3 root 5 as a rational form that I am expressing as a by b. p by q लिख के फिर a by b में चेंज कर सकते हैं और डायरेक्टली आप a by b भी लिख सकते हैं, where a and b are co-prime. Co-prime means that is in the standard form, simplest form. Co-primes HCF value is 1. So 2 plus 3 root 5 as a by b. Now what we will do, now first the constant value we have to separate on the right hand side. Constant value को right hand side ले जाके separate उसको लिखना है. So what is in the LHS? 3 root 5 equal to a by b minus 2. Okay students, now let's reduce the expression. 3 root 5 is equal to, take the LCM for the simplification, that is b. b से b को कैंसिल किया, a, b को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करके लिखा a minus 2b. Now what number is in the multiply with root 5? That is 3. So how can I express it? Root 5 is equal to a minus 2b upon 3b. Root 5 is equal to a minus 2b upon 3b. Now what is the important point? The important point is a and b are co-prime. तो बेटा स्टूडेंट्स, co-prime भी आपके इंटीजर्स को ही रिप्रेजेंट करता है. So if a and b are co-prime, therefore what will be the result? Therefore a minus 2b upon 3b is a rational. क्योंकि इंटीजर्स के साथ अगर कोई भी एक्सप्रेशन आप रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं तो न्यूमरेटर अपॉन डिनोमिनेटर एक्सप्रेशन क्या होता है? रैशनल होता है. सो a एंड b आर को-प्राइम, सो वी कैन से a minus 2b upon 3b इज अ रैशनल. अगर ये रैशनल है, सो दैट इज, व्हाट इज दैट मींस? दैट मींस रूट 5 इज ऑल्सो अ रैशनल. क्योंकि देखिए स्टूडेंट्स, दोनों एक्सप्रेशंस के बीच में इक्वल टू का साइन है, तो आरएचएस पार्ट अगर एक रैशनल को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है तो इक्वल टू एक्सप्रेशंस के अकॉर्डिंग आप ये कह सकते हैं रूट 5 इज ऑल्सो अ रैशनल. बट दिस कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट, व्हाट टू राइट? बट दिस कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट द फैक्ट, बट दिस कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट द फैक्ट दैट रूट 5 is an irrational. Will you support this statement or not? Already we know that root 5 is an irrational, that's why I am writing, but this contradicts the fact that root 5 is an irrational. तो ये expression rational, ये expression irrational, so it cannot be possible. Therefore 2 plus 3 root 5 is not a rational. And if this one is not a rational, So what to write? Hence 2 plus 3 root 5 is an irrational. Okay students, so this is the procedure to prove any combination of a rational and irrationals overall an irrational. किसी भी कॉम्बिनेशन जिसमें रेशनल प्लस इरेशनल, रेशनल प्लस और माइनस इरेशनल्स, किसी भी टाइप का अगर कॉम्बिनेशन है तो उसको हमेशा क्या प्रूफ करते हैं? इरेशनल्स. और उसका प्रोसीजर क्या रखना है? सबसे पहले उसको रेशनल लेट करना है, रेशनल्स को एक्सप्रेस करना है, फिर ये कंडीशन बताना है. उसके अपोजिट में दूसरी साइड क्या होगा? इरेशनल, कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन. सो व्हाटएवर वी अज्यूम इज रॉन्ग, सो फाइनल आंसर इज एन irrational number. So these are the questions based on the property of rational and irrational. Now let's continue with one more important property of this chapter, that is based on the decimal expansion of rational number. Yes, we are talking about the decimal expansions of rational numbers that we already performed in the class 9. But what is the difference? The topic which we studied in the class 9 and now again we will study in the class 10. So to get understand that point, let's start with one property that I am writing here on the board, theorem 1.5. 1.1, 2, 3, 4 up to we discussed in the NCERT textbook, theorem number 1.5. What the expression? In the theorem 1.5, the given expression, a rational which form P by Q, rationals which form P by Q, P and Q co-prime. P and Q are co-prime. Co-primes, that means the common factor should be 1. किसी भी rationals जो कि P by Q फॉर्म में होता है, और P by Q क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? Co-prime. That HCF value is 1. So what we will do? Prime factorization. What you have to do? Prime factorization of Q is equal to 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power n. क्या एक्सप्लेन करना चाह रहा हूं? If there is a rational number in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are co-prime, so the prime factorization of Q denominator, which form 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power n, m and n are non-negative integer. जो एक्सपोनेंट्स में m और n है वो क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं? नॉन नेगेटिव इंटीजर्स. नॉन नेगेटिव का मतलब मिनिमम वैल्यू एक्सपोनेंट का 0, 1, 2 और इससे हायर और कुछ भी हो सकता है. मिनिमम एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू क्या हो सकता है एक्सप्रेशन में? 0 हो सकता है. क्लियर? सो व्हाट द कंडीशन? वी कैन से द गिवन रैशनल नंबर हैज टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन. That is the property number 1.5. So what is the theorem 1.5 statement? That if any rational number which form P by Q, where P and Q are co-prime, prime factorization of denominator is of the form 2 is to the power m multiply 5 is to the power n. So the given expressions has a terminating decimal expansion. Is it clear? How to get it and how it will be worked, that we will discuss in some questions. Okay students, so that is the property number 1.5. Let's consider one more property, that is theorem number 1.6. Now what is statement of 1.6? That if a rational in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are co-prime, and the prime factorization of Q is prime factorization of Q is not of 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power m. Important point है, prime factorization is not of 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power n. So the given expression has non-terminating repeating. क्लास 9 से आपको बताया गया था कि रैशनल नंबर्स के दो टाइप के डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन होते हैं. वन टर्मिनेटिंग, सेकेंड नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग रिपीटिंग. तो टर्मिनेटिंग कब होगा? जब डिनोमिनेटर का प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन 2 into 5 के प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म में हो. और नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग रिपीटिंग कब होगा? जब वो उस फॉर्म में नहीं हो. नॉट ऑफ द फॉर्म का मीनिंग अदर देन 2 and 5 कोई भी और प्राइम नंबर अगर प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन में है so that rational number has non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Is it clear, students? So this is for rational, terminating, rational, non-terminating, repeating. So these two properties are there in syllabus that we have to discuss. Now let us start with the question. First we will check that the given rational number has a terminating or non-terminating repeating decimal expansion, and after that those who have terminating decimal expansion, we will also find that without performing the division. What I am saying, first we will go for the to check the given rational has a terminating or non-terminating repeating, and if any expression has terminating decimal expansion, then we will also find out that expression without actual division, without performing the division. So students, let us start with some examples. Suppose that if I am writing a rational number 77 upon 210. So 77 upon 210, first check the 77 and 210 are co-prime or not. So you will get that 77 and 210 are not co-prime. So reduce the expression with the help of the 7. How many times? 11 times. How many times? 30. So after converting in the co-prime, 11 upon, do the prime factorization of 30. Do the prime factorization of 30, and what will you say? 30 prime factorization is 2 into 3 into 5. So what to write in the short? I can write prime factorization. In the short, I can write prime factorization of denominator is not of form 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power n. So it has what to write? It has non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Getting my point? In the prime factorization is not of the form 2 into 5. So the given rational has non-terminating repeating. And if non-terminating repeating, so how to get that? Perform the division. इसके लिए आपको डिवीजन ही परफॉर्म करके कैलकुलेट करना है, इसका कोई अल्टरनेट मेथड नहीं है टू गेट द डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन. आप डायरेक्ट उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं जो टर्मिनेटिंग है. सो टेक वन मोर एग्जांपल. नाउ सपोज दैट आई एम राइटिंग अ नंबर 13 upon 3125. 13 upon 3125. So 13 and 3125 first you will check, then you will find out that these are the co-prime. So let's go for the prime factorization. In the prime factorization of 3125, the prime factorization is 5 is to the power 5. So in the 5 is to the power 5, what I can say, the true exponent is 0. Why I can write the true exponent 0? Because any number exponent 0, answer is 1. So that's why I can say the prime factorization, what I can say, prime factorization of denominator is of the form, which form? 2 is to the power m, 5 is to the power n. So what kind of the decimal expansion? It has terminating decimal expansion. Prime factorization is of the form, so it has terminating decimal expansion. Now go for that. How to find without performing the division? So just observe here, students, with me. 13 upon the prime factorization of denominator is 5 is to the power 5. Now we will get without division the decimal expansion. So what the procedure we have to follow here? What we will do? देखिए स्टूडेंट्स, 5 का एक्सपोनेंट कितने टाइम्स है? 5 टाइम्स है. तो आपको बेसिकली वर्क क्या करना है? डिनोमिनेटर में जितने टाइम्स आपका 5 एक्सपोनेंट है, एग्जैक्टली उतने ही टाइम्स आपका 2 एक्सपोनेंट होना चाहिए. जितने टाइम्स आपका 5 एक्सपोनेंट्स है, उतने ही टाइम एग्जैक्टली आपका 2 एक्सपोनेंट होना चाहिए. सो हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? तो कैसे पॉसिबल है? बहुत सिंपल से अप्रोच है. 5 is to the power 5 है, तो उतना ही एक्सपोनेंट अगर 2 का होना चाहिए. So let do the multiply by 2 is to the power 5 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Getting my point? We will multiply with the same exponent of 5 in the numerator and in the denominator. So in the numerator, 13 multiply 2 is to the power 5, 32. 2 is to the power 5, 32. And denominator, you know the properties of exponents. A is the exponent m, b exponent m. So if exponent values is same, base is multiply and exponents will be remain same. I think you know this property. If two different base having the same exponents, so multiply the base and exponents will be remain same. So let's do here, that is 10 to the power 5. क्योंकि 2 और 5 का मल्टीप्लाई 10, एक्सपोनेंट 5 सेम हो गया, 10 is to the power 5. Let's do the multiply. 13 into 32, 416 upon 10 to the power 5. So now tell me, 10 to the power 5 is there. So what will be the answer? 0.0016. Is it clear? So this is the procedure that if a rational has terminating, so this is the procedure to find out the decimal expansion without performing the division. Getting my point? Without performing the division. Let's take one more example for this condition, that how to get terminating decimal expansion without performing the division. So let's go for one more question. One more question based on this. Let's take the number 17 upon 8. Again, first check that the 17 upon 8, 17 and 8 are co-prime or not? Yes, 17 and 8 are co-prime. So then perform the prime factorization of denominator, that is 2 is to the power 3, and with we can write 5 is to the power 0, and the reason is same because 5 exponent 0 value is 1. Same process, the prime factorization of denominator. What the statement you will write? Prime factorization of denominator, which form? 2 is to the power m multiply 5 is to the power n. So it has terminating decimal expansion. Okay students, it has terminating decimal expansion. Now let's discuss that process, how to find the answer. 17 upon 8, that is 17 upon 2 is to the power 3. Now in the previous questions what we discussed, जितना एक्सपोनेंट्स 2 का होना चाहिए उतना ही एक्सपोनेंट्स 5 पे भी होगा, और जितना एक्सपोनेंट 5 का है उतना ही एक्सपोनेंट्स बैलेंस करना है किसके लिए? 2 के लिए. तो यहां देखिए इस बार डिनोमिनेटर में क्या है? 2 एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 3. तो जितना एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 2 का है आप उतने ही एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 5 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए. सो व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल मल्टीप्लाई बाय 5 is to the power 3. Getting my point? What we will do? Multiply by 5 is to the power 3 in the numerator and as well as in the denominator. Partiality नहीं करना है कि denominator में तो multiply कर दिया, numerator में नहीं किया, ऐसा नहीं करना. Now let's do the product. 17 multiply 5 is to the power 3, 125. 17 multiply 5 is to the power 3 value is 125. In the denominator 2 is to the power 3 multiply 5 is to the power 3, that will be 10 to the power 3. Now let's do the product. 17 into 125 as product is 2125, denominator 10 to the power 3. So tell me what will be the decimal answer. Decimal answer is 2.125. With the same condition, without performing division, we converted a rational numbers which having a terminating decimal expression, and this is the required decimal answer, 2.125. Okay students, now take one more example to understand the condition. Now what we will do, in the first questions we discuss related to the non-terminating repeating, and second जिसमें डिनोमिनेटर में 5 का एक्सपोनेंट बन रहा था, थर्ड जिसमें डिनोमिनेटर में 2 का एक्सपोनेंट बन रहा था. एक और क्वेश्चन लेते हैं जिसमें 2 और 5 दोनों के साथ डिनोमिनेटर को परफॉर्म करते हैं. लेट टेक वन एग्जांपल. 23 अपॉन 200. 23 अपॉन 200. So 23 cannot be reduced by any number. So first we will go for co-prime. दोनों numbers co-prime है. Do the prime factorization of denominator, that is 2 is to the power 3 into 5 is to the power 2. आप 200 का रफ में prime factorization perform कीजिए. What you will get? 2 is to the power 3 into 5 is to the power 2. Again the same condition. Denominator prime factorization 2 is to the power m into 5 is to the power n. So it has what kind of decimal expansion? Terminating. Get it? What kind of the decimal expansion? Terminating. Now go for that answer. 23 upon 200, that is 23 upon 2 is to the power 3 into 5 is to the power 2. Now what we will do? Again the same process. जितना एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 2 का है उतना ही सेम एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 5 का बैलेंस करना है, या फिर ये कह सकते हैं जितना एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 5 का है उतना ही एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 2 के लिए परफॉर्म कीजिए. सो लेट्स ऑब्जर्व हियर 2 एक्सपोनेंट 3 टाइम है और 5 एक्सपोनेंट 2 टाइम है. तो 2 का एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 3 टाइम और 5 का एक्सपोनेंट वैल्यू 2 टाइम्स. तो बैलेंस करने के लिए 5 कितने टाइम कम है? 1 टाइम. 5 कितने टाइम कम है स्टूडेंट्स? 1 टाइम. So what we will do? We will do the multiply by 5 exponent 1 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Getting my point? 2 exponent 3 टाइम, 5 ऑलरेडी 2 टाइम्स है, तो 5 को 3 टाइम्स करने के लिए रिक्वायर्ड वैल्यू क्या है? Multiply by 5 exponent 1 multiply by 5 exponent 1, and we know that if we will write the exponent 1 there is no meaning. So in the numerator do the product. 23 into 5 115. In the next 2 is to the power 3 into 5 is to the power 2 multiply 5 is to the power 1. How much? 5 is to the power 3. 2 times 1 times total कितने times हो गया? 3 times. So continue from here. 115 upon 10 is to the power 3. So that is 0.115. Get it? 115 upon 10 to the power 3. So decimal expansion is 0.115. Okay. At the last, one more point. If expression is irrational, what to say? What kind of the decimal expansion? Non-terminating, non-repeating. For irrational, what is the type of the decimal expansion? Non-terminating, non-repeating. So with this point, I am ending this lecture. So just enjoying, view the videos. अच्छे से वीडियोस को देखिए, अच्छे से स्टडीज कीजिए. टॉपिक कंप्लीट हो चुका है. In the next lecture, we will go with the next chapter. Okay, till then, take care. Thank you.